Welcome back to the channel. This is day one of the October Horror Challenge, and technically, it's review of watches from last night, which was the pregame, September 30. Before I get started, you can see I've got my cigar for those that you were concerned. I'm still cranking away. There you go. All right. Well, there was only two watches today. The first watch was Sputnik 2020. Now, I was a little concerned about this one because when I saw the title, I thought, "Oh Christ, is this that Apollo 18 found footage thing?" I was confusing it with that movie because it'd been a while. I've seen both. I've seen Sputnik, uh, but I'd forgotten pretty much, and I was pleasantly surprised. Sputnik is about a two cosmonauts that are returning to Earth. They crash. One survives, but clearly there's something wrong with the guy. They crash in Kazakhstan, and the military. This is in the 80s, so it's Soviet. It's a Soviet period. Uh, the military takes him to a secret base and does an evaluation on him, and then they realize, well, we've got some problems here. They go and get a renowned psychologist to try to sit down with this guy, the cosmonaut, and figure out. Really what they're trying to do is to figure a way to control him and what apparently is inside of him. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's a really good movie. I love contained horror in one location. I love the claustrophobic nature of it. I like the look of this film. I like the acting was solid. It's got some pacing issues, but I didn't find that to be a problem. I enjoyed it very much. Um, when I initially reviewed the film on Letterboxd, I had an issue with the ending. I thought the ending was kind of lackluster, but upon rewatch, I actually don't have an issue with the ending either. Overall, I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a solid film. It could have probably been a little bit better paced, a little bit more scares. But overall, I enjoyed the story, and I enjoyed the dynamic between the the commander of the center, the military guy, and the psychologist. I thought they both were solid acting. The film was directed by Igor Abramenko, and I thought he did a great job. He also did a film called The Passenger 2017, which also is a horror film. I've got to check that out. I'm really curious to follow up and watch that. So yeah, I definitely recommend Sputnik if you haven't seen it. Next up is When a Stranger Calls Back. Now, this film is from 1993, and it's a follow up to the original classic film, When a Stranger Calls, which has probably, as many of you know, the finest 20 minutes of horror of any horror film ever, really. Uh, this film tries to replicate that, and it also brings back Carol Kane, who was the lead in that film, and then Charles Durning, who I really liked as the cop. Uh, Carol Kane in this film is actually trying to help a babysitter. The babysitter is stalked in a 20-minute sequence that tries to replicate the intensity of the first film, but doesn't quite achieve that result. Uh, Nevertheless, she's traumatized by what happened, and then Carol Kane is involved trying to help her overcome that. And then, of course, Charles Durning is going through the police procedural, trying to figure out who the hell kidnapped the kids in this film. Similar, I mean, the film has a similar kind of pacing problems that the first film had. It just, after that first 20-minute sequence, you get an extended, talky police procedural in the middle section, which was not uninteresting. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it wasn't. I just think they could have sped it up a little bit. The ending was good. I liked how they wrapped things up. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 overall. The film was directed by Fred Walton, who's done a bunch of shit. Of course, he did April Fool's Day, 1986. He did the original When a Stranger Calls. He's also done the Rosary Murders and a number of dramatic TV thrillers, things like that. So not a bad. I think he's kind of a lunch pail, blue collar kind of director. Just solid, but nothing's extraordinary. So yeah, I liked it overall. I give it a 6 out of 10. All right, so today, what we've got on tap, I've done the random list. The first film on tap is going to be Night of the Living Dead 1990, which is the reboot directed by Tom Savini. That's the theme for the day is R.I.P. Tony Todd. So, and Tony Todd, of course, is in the lead in that film. So I'm going to watch that. I've also got through randomizer, I came up with, and I'll just tell you in advance here, Suspiria, which I'm looking forward to revisiting that. Don't Let the Devil In, 2017. X-Ray. And then Final Destination Bloodlines, the 2025 film. That's probably, I don't know that I'm going to get to all those. I've also got Death Carries a Cane, which is a new giallo that was just released on Blu-ray. And I've got an Indicator Blu-ray of that. I think it's Indicator or Powerhouse or Eureka. Shit, I don't remember. Anyway, that's kind of the list for today. Will I watch all those? I'd probably not. I actually got to do some work today too. So hopefully I got to get 3 in a day to achieve the goal. So, but anyway, those are the films from the list, and I will be back tomorrow to talk about it. Thanks for watching.